Everybody, and welcome to another awesome episode of Movie Guys Podcast. I am Jordan Long here, like always, with Eric and Ed, and tonight we're talking about a movie that Eric has suggested that is on Netflix right now called Moon. I'm really excited to talk about this movie. Eric, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good. I'm happy that you guys are now have seen this. We could talk about this movie. It's one of those curses. I know you guys have done this where you've seen a movie and you're just like, I wish other people have seen this movie so I could talk about it with people. And nobody has seen the movie, and you're just like, well, fuck. What am I supposed to do? So I'm here. We are. I'm happy that I got you guys to bug about it. This is great. I mean, I don't know. I'm happy about it. Ed, what did you know anything about this movie before I suggested it?
I thought that I did, and I just misremembered parts of the movie. And then it was one of those weird movies that like my dad rented back in like 2010 when like family videos were still a thing.
We're coming 10 years
Or
now
excuse
on
me,
this movie.
Is it really been that long?
2009.
Well, it came out
It
in
was,
'09, so.
Yeah, I think it was just one of those dollar rental movies at like not Family Video. What was the last? Hollywood Video was the last one to go, I think. So it might have been that one. I don't remember. And him and I remember him in the movie, and we are like, this is really fucked up. Like it's really sad. And and then you talked about it, and I rewatched it, and I remember the movie very clearly. I remember, I thought it was awesome.
Had a little refresher, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, this was an interesting one. I remember that the appeal of this movie when it came out was that it was written and directed by, screenplay written and directed by David Bowie's kid, Duncan Jones.
Yes, and let's talk about Duncan Jones.
Sure,
Dun-
I'll talk about this guy.
So, my interpretation, I've never seen Moon. I have seen trailers, I've seen posters, I've seen the Blu-ray cover. I have never seen Moon.
Okay.
But I'm very glad that I did. But we'll worry about that later on. But Duncan Jones is this generation's Ridley Scott, and what I mean by that is I went back and looked at Duncan Jones's filmography and also Ridley Scott's, and Ridley Scott's only good in one category: science fiction.
Yeah.
And that's what Doug Jones is. He's good in science fiction because he just made Warcraft, which we reviewed that movie during our first year at Movie Guys podcast, and boy, was that a stinker.
Yeah.
I mean, his filmography sucks, but when he does sci-fi, it is gorgeous. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Let's not talk about Warcraft. That was a disappointment, man. God damn it! I had so much fun in Warcraft, and people are. Okay, people are really shitting on him because of the movies that he had done beforehand. Moon and Source Code were adapted from other material, and so that's why that those were better movies. Whereas Warcraft and Mute were kind of written from him using pre-existing worlds really. So I mean, those are the haters. I agree with you though. I enjoy the world that he paints for science fiction, and I mean, if we're jumping ahead of ourselves, whether it be in Mute, but I mean, even in Moon, like it had kind of like that old tech feel, kind of like how, and I don't want to use it, but how like the older style Ridley Scott movies had, or like the Star Wars had, where it's just like it's shitty new technology.
It feels very alien. Moon does to me.
Just worn, just beat
Yeah.
technology, but still advanced enough to where it's considered to us something else. And I again like the way that he did it in Mute. I thought I really liked the world. I mean, that's a separate movie, and we'll get into that because there are gripes aside. But I, I mean, I'm down for the world that he's painting.
Yeah, absolutely. Ed, what about you, man? Do you see my argument that this is the Doug Jones is the Ridley Scott of this generation?
I wouldn't go that far because Doug Jones has only just begun.
Duncan Jones,
And
everyone.
that's what I meant. I said that backwards. And Ridley Scott is 80, so like we know
Well, we'll see. Ed?
Huh. What? Well, I'm.
Jones just guns
There
has
he
left
is.
yet. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. But my point is that Ridley Scott's second movie ever was Alien, and then his third movie was Blade Runner. So I mean, he made two arguably great pieces of art within his first couple of years of directing, and that's where I'm doing the comparison. Because if you take Ridley Scott out of sci-fi, he sucks. I mean, Gladiator is a fun pulp movie, and Thelma and Louise is a good chase movie, but other than that, his movies suck. I mean, he just needs to stay with uh, sci-fi, which I think Duncan Jones needs to do as well. Personally, my opinion on that one.
I again the worlds that he's painted in both Moon and Mute, from the cyberpunk enthusiast and the futurologist in me, I think it's dope.
Yeah,
I enjoy it very much. Again, story aside, because people had gripes about both sides. I liked the way that as you're watching Mute, you see kind of glimpses of what's going on and how Moon ended. So like that was a pretty cool part. I think that, but and we should really talk about this. Like,
yeah. Let's talk about it.
do so. I guess not for Jordan then, because you were watching this kind of fresh, right? I mean, without really going
Yeah.
too into the details. So, what did you think? Automatically, did it bother you that Kevin Spacey was in this movie?
No, God, no. Fuck no. I don't
Okay.
care what anybody. No, no. I still love Kevin Spacey for what he's done. I guess since you brought that question up, I'll make my statement clear. Actors and actresses are exactly that to me. I do not give a fuck about their personal life. What you do for me on screen is what you do for me on screen. So no problem. So what I loved about this movie right off the bat is it does something that I love so much in movies is that they build you a world. And we started with a commercial of Lunar Industries. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
it just takes you right into it. I really, really love that. I really love the fact that, I thought I was just getting like some cheap little, um, I don't know, backstory, but no, it was a fucking commercial. It's boom, puts me right into the world, and I really, really like that. This does remind me of Alien. It really does, to be honest with you.
I yeah, I can't disagree with you. It's quite a high bar to put it to, but no, I mean the kind of the color palette that's used, kind of the tone, the almost even the camera shots where it's the angled shot where you can kind of get more into the frame than you normally would. You know what I mean? Like kind of like that half, kind of that knee shot that's tilted
Yes.
upwards a bit more, where you
Yeah.
can kind of panned a bit more and see how alone he really is. Just sitting there on the moon, which is again, this is a pretty cool story too, because obviously it's one that helps fuel his other movie, or it might be movies here, because in the future their energy source now comes from the element of the moon, and Sam Bell, played by Sam Rockwell, is the engineer that is assigned to stay on the moon for a 3 year a 3 year perch there, and harvest the resource, and so he can come on back. And after his trial is done, and that's how they get their energy, right? Is just by mining on the moon and then shipping it back to Earth, and then that's where they get their energy from. And that's like all the new shit. So everything that's in Mute is
Yeah.
like all this stuff is like most of it's powered by the moon. All of their transportation is all using that stuff. So that's pretty cool.
Well, see, what I also find interesting about it, though, Eric, is that it's just a one-man show. He has all the machines do it for him, where Sam just makes sure that the machines are done. He's kind of like it. Kind of reminded me in a way of Passengers, and what I mean by that is, oh fuck, Chris Pratt's character is supposed to be like this hardcore mechanic that's just a badass. So when the ship takes a shit, he's supposed to go fix it.
Right.
So that's kind of brought me back to that in a recent sci-fi movie that we've reviewed, just because all he has to do is just make sure the machines work. So it seems like to be a very boring life. What about you, Ed? Do you think it's a very boring life for him up there?
Well, it probably is. I mean, but that's one of the beautiful things of a movie like this. Like, just being alone and figuring yourself out. And as we see through the videos that we later find out are something else, but with his wife, like him and his wife absolutely needed time apart. And he finds himself truly finding out himself, and B, watching his kid from afar, I guess, helps him figure out who he is as well. So, I've always dug those kind of like alone movies. But that being said, yeah, I mean, he's truly 100% alone because according to what his knowledge is there's no live link. Everything takes a few days or a few hours to get from
Snail
him to,
mail.
yeah, yeah. So like if something happens, you truly are alone. And yeah, I mean, it'd be super lonely up there.
And
I'd be
your
crazy.
only companion is the robot voiced by Kevin Spacey. That is just
Yeah, who
basically
is?
happy and smiley faces.
Yeah, and now we know that probably was a very weird relationship between the two of them. So
I'm sure they'd be very
Jeez.
open with each other. But obviously, this movie, and that's the part too, is that it starts off like obviously a movie that you've seen 10 times before, like astronaut sci-fi. He's up there by himself, and the solitude of space type of thing, right? Uh,
Mhm.
I I think it's cool because this movie takes some pretty interesting twists, and it starts with a crash of one of his moon landers, right, or one of the moon vehicles that they used
Crash with a
to
rover, yeah.
a rover. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Uh, and he goes to observe a bit more and gets a bit of a surprise. Like that's a unique twist, right? I mean, well, maybe not too
Yeah.
unique, but still somewhere you're just like, okay, let's find a little bit more about this.
No, yeah. So a little behind the scenes here for the fans. How we all communicate with each other here at Movie Guys is we communicate via Facebook Messenger, and I guess Ed just assumed that I seen this movie, and
yeah,
he was
yeah, I
just
did. Whoops.
so Ed just did a huge spoiler in the Facebook Messenger group. So I was so, but with that being said, though, because we're getting to that point now where we get the first twist, I was still surprised. I would definitely tell you that
Oh, good.
because I didn't understand Ed's text. You know what I mean? I'm like, what clones? What?
Oh
What's going?
yeah,
What?
sure.
Like I just didn't understand it. Because I didn't know if he was talking about something else. And then when you said spoilers, I'm like, okay, well, there's something about clones in this, but I didn't know it was going to go the way that it went. No, but this is definitely my territory here, fellas. Sci-fi, hard sci-fi is definitely my territory. So I'm loving this movie every ounce. And before I continue on this, uh, what a gorgeous movie! When you got those nice long shots of the rover and all the dust from the moon flying up behind it, oh
Right.
my God, just gorgeous to look at. Beautiful film. This was not nominated for cinematography. I cannot believe it was not. It's gorgeous.
It got a lot of
Um,
it got a lot of buzz for what it was doing, and especially because
yeah,
Sam Rockwell does an amazing job too. Obviously, like he
yeah,
acts with himself, and that's not easy to do. And so he does he's just a great actor. I just like, well, obviously he won the Academy Award, right?
yeah.
Yep.
He's a great actor. Before the rover crash, though, he starts hallucinating, and he burns his hand, where he starts seeing this teenage girl before the crash.
Hmm.
So that kind of threw me for a loop a little bit. But I guess the plot twist is that there is another Sam.
Yeah,
So there's two Sams.
that was in the crash site, right?
Yep, there's two Sams, and we might as well just spoil it so we can talk about the whole thing
Well, yeah,
freely.
you just kind of
Yeah, but what you find out is that there are not just two Sams, there are hundreds of Sams. And the reason why they do this is because these clones just pretty much relive for 3 years what the real Sam actually did. What was it, 15 years prior, it said?
Yeah, something
Was
like.
it 15 years?
Because they're trying to save money on, well, human resources, essentially. I mean, like,
Well,
they
it
just
takes a
don't want to.
toll,
Yeah.
so and it's liability every time, and so if they can, the crazy thing about and it intrigues me is that if you have a clone and it's the same thing, then in theory that clone will make the similar decisions. Like it will make close to the same decisions every time if you put them into the same environment.
Hmm.
And so if you have the Gertie, that robot, just kind of play the same scenarios over and over and over again,
Hmm.
will these clones live the same 3 year life? And that's what I think that industry would be hoping on, so that they could just constantly keep someone up there, always, without having to, rely on having transport, bring them back, or acclimate them back into training for the new people, and all this other stuff. They can just do the same thing over and over and over again.
Which really, though, in theory, and I don't know what you guys think about this, but is that such a bad idea for Lunar Industries to do that? I mean, like, that's not a bad way to go.
No, no, good.
But the way they did it was shitty.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, is it that much more cost effective for them to do one dude and then just never have to retrain somebody? Maybe. I mean,
So
but there's like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of clones, and spoiler alert, we see from Mute in a scene in Mute, like
Nope.
they're what?
No.
No, what do you mean no? What do you mean no?
I have not seen that yet. Nope.
Okay, all right, all right.
God
But
damn
yeah,
it, Ed, you spoiler motherfucker.
I didn't
Anyway.
say it. I didn't say it. I didn't
that's
say
not a
it.
spoiler. It's a little Easter egg
Yeah,
in Mute.
that's true. That's
Just to
true.
only pair the movies. I think that's all it is. It's just a little taste. I think you would spoil nothing by saying it.
All right, go ahead then. So go ahead and
Okay.
say it.
So we see it it's literally like a news story in the background, like of a little cafe that like they hate each other. Like the real one and they're in, like, they sue each other. Like there's three of them, and then another or two of them suing each other, and then the other one randomly shows up, just one other one somehow, some way. So like there's kind of more to the story about Sam being, clones, but we don't know exactly what it is. But like, how many fucking clones does he have, and what do they all do?
Yeah, I don't know where, because in theory, in that part too, you'd think that once one Sam Bell leaves the moon, then the other ones could possibly do the same thing. Then, right?
Yeah, which would be
I
interesting
I guess
because
that's a good thought.
Well, how many
because
escape pods are available?
but how many clone Sams have died? Because you're supposed to be there for 3 years, and this happened 15 years ago. So the original Sam was there for 3 years. He
5.
went back to Earth. So then we got what? I'm sorry. What was that? How many clones?
So it would be 5. 3 divided by
So
3.
five clones. Five clones have died.
Yeah.
Essentially, right? Pretty much, right? And we don't see the real Sam really in this movie, but we kind of do off screen in a way, right? I mean, like,
Well, you kind of do
like
also in the Mute, which is
yeah,
pretty cool. Where it's, I know. What about me? I'm Sam Bell. That was fucking
yeah.
just kind of weird. Uh, but I had thought about it, it's like you could just kill the clones.
No, yeah,
and like just kill
yeah.
the clones and just clean up the mess and just be like and just cover that part up. Everyone's just like, well, that was a dirty mess. And the balloon would be like, yeah, well, we give you all your fucking energy, so how about you, how about you fucking bend over and take it, type of thing. Like that's how it would work. I don't know
No,
why
yeah.
they're trying to be all ethical about this. I think that they're just like, hey, listen, everyone, I think you're gonna be cool with this because what else are you gonna fucking do? Like we're on the moon giving you energy, so yeah, we made a few clones, but
Get over it.
the real the real ones over here, the real Django Fett's over here eating
That was a nice reference. I mean, like, do you guys think that Sam knew that there was all these clones? Was he a part of the ploy?
Oh
It's
yeah, I think that might be what the lawsuit would be about in Newt. But I mean, oh yeah,
so
We're getting too far into a south story or a side story in another movie. I think.
no, yeah, of course. But I'm just saying though, it's like so this movie definitely portrays as Lunar Industries being the Weyland-Yutani, right? I mean, it's definitely an evil company because of this, right? I mean, that's the story that the movie's portraying to me. So is the real Sam a good guy? Is he a corporate douchebag? I don't know. I
I
want
mean,
to know
either
who he
way,
really is.
the fucker spent 3 years alone doing things on the moon to try to save Earth. So he may have,
I know.
do the ends justify the means?
Well, that's the thing is that there's this. This is why I love hard sci-fi, guys, and this is why I give. And I'm so sorry, but this is why I get a fucking hard on with hardcore sci-fi
Wow.
because there's so much story that they don't tell you. Like for an example, was it actually Lunar Industries idea to actually clone, or did the real Sam go up there and then within his first couple of years he realized, oh, I can clone myself. Hey, Lunar, guess what? I can do this. You know what I mean? Like it's just so
oh,
fascinating.
that's actually not a bad idea. I didn't even think about that. I would, huh? Well, that's a little wrench in there. That actually might have improved the Duncan Jones universe there.
Exactly. It's little things like that where it's like,
I doubt it
he,
because they already had the facilities for it. But you know what? It's still. I mean, it probably could happen. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, yeah.
that's not, I mean, Sam, the real Sam could have made a clone, shown Lunar how successful it was, and then Lunar could have shipped out, containers and stuff and other
Yeah,
buildings and stuff
I
to
think
get
you're
this all ready to
reaching,
go.
but I mean, whatever. I'm with it.
You know what I mean?
I
Like,
played a game called Movie Pitch tonight, so I'm with you.
that's why I just love hardcore sci-fi because there's just a lot more to the movie than what the movie gives you.
Well, how about
So
this real quick for food for thought? Then is that while all that's happening, so as he flies back to Earth, and then we actually see the continuing story in Mute a little bit more. While all that's happening, is there another clone that just popped out of its egg and is living the same life? I mean,
it has to be.
yeah.
Has to be.
So like it's keeps on going. Everyone's still getting their energy, so there's still got to be clones doing clone things up there.
Sam Rockwell's
Well,
everywhere.
they are able to receive now that we know that Sam's 5 runs over the the blocker thingy, that they're able to receive live feeds. So are they able to see what's going on?
Absolutely.
Ooh.
No, absolutely. By the way, I love the blocker thing you comment. That was funny.
I don't know. I don't even know. Remember it. I at this point in the night, I'm so
No, I mean,
that
so I just the acting, by the way, of Sam Rockwell is great, and it is so hard to have a computer AI character in a movie and not compare it to Hal. I mean, it's so hard not to. But I thought Kevin Spacey did a good job. My wife was excited when she first saw this movie because my wife loves Kevin Spacey. I mean, Usual Suspects and Seven. And she was like, "Oh, Kevin Spacey's in this movie," and I was like, "I think he's
what's
the
in the
robot." She
box?
goes,
What's in the
"Yeah."
box?
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, really? He's a robot voice." I'm not really interested then. She just was that kind of moviegoer. But I was interested to see what Kevin Spacey would do, and I'm just laughing, and she said, "What's so funny?" I was like, "Kevin Spacey wasn't even on set. Motherfucker was in his garage doing the lines."
It's
This is
exactly, dude. Well, behind the curtains,
Or
obviously, right?
yeah.
yeah.
Well, do we really want to make similar comments like that about what he did behind curtains?
Well,
That's
that's
kind of
why I
weird.
said it. I'm going to say these jokes are getting real easy.
Oh yeah, they're getting really.
Yeah.
Hey, we all know what he was doing in the garage. He was working out. American Beauty, fellas.
Oh, that's
Oh well,
right.
yeah. Well, that's even creepier because he opened up that movie masturbating. So like that's not cool.
No, but no, I mean, overall, I mean, scene by scene, whatever. I mean, the twist was great because again, I did not really understand Ed's text, so I did not see it coming. And when I did see it coming, I was like, "Oh, this is great." I thought there's just another clone. I didn't know there was hundreds of clones. What a great idea to tell a story. and I'm really excited to see Mute now because of it. So, Eric, thank you for definitely telling us to check this film out because it's amazing. It's a great film.
I liked this one. Again, when you see Mute, we can talk about it too because I have some. There's a few things about it I wanted to talk about that were kind of questionable. But again, like I'm forgiving in this world because I like the world. Maybe not the
Yes.
robot strippers part, but I mean those asses do gyrate at a very consistent pace.
Which I cannot wait to
True.
see that. Then I mean, like, and before we make the show go on even longer, but it's like that is literally still, I guess, full circle my ending argument on why Duncan Jones is Ridley Scott. I mean, like, because look what Ridley Scott has just done with Alien. He's just completely destroyed it,
And
and that's
he
why I think that
connected it with Blade Runner, and you know what? Not
yeah.
too many people can connect or make this big world, and I encourage that it happens more often. I enjoy it when it happens.
Oh,
Star
I've
Wars,
actually read
obviously.
articles today that I guess Duncan Jones has made hints that Mute is in the same world as Blade Runner.
Well, fuck him. That's all I can say. That and it's that's like it's just like slow it
It,
down,
it,
little boy. Like what
Yeah,
the
yeah.
I mean, that's what it looks like from the trailers too. I
I
actually
don't know
agree with
how
the
old he is.
critics
I
on
don't know.
that one.
I shouldn't probably say that, but still, it's just like
You
like
know, I,
Oh,
fucking.
wow.
He's way older than me. Yeah, but still, just like you can't just say shit like that.
no, yeah, I mean, like, he's never flat out said, "Hey, Mute is connected to Blade Runner," but he has had hints. I mean, come on, and you guys have seen Mute. I haven't yet. I've seen the trailers for it.
I'm gonna say because
That's going to be,
I got some Harry Potter fan fiction it's a part of the world. I'm telling you right now.
yeah.
It doesn't work that
Oh,
way,
yeah.
Duncan.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But no, I mean, overall, I mean, I guess we can get into our kind of final spiel about it. Then, I mean, so since I'm kind of on a rant myself, I guess I'll just end it on my end here first for change. But thank you so much, Eric, for showing me this movie. I can't wait to watch it again. Really enjoyed this movie. To the fans, if you never heard of Moon, check it out. It's really fun. But I'm gonna fair warn you. My opinion is that this is not for just a typical movie going audience. This is for hard sci-fi fans. What's so great about my movie going experience is that I love film, and we all know this. And my wife is a stereotypical moviegoer, and when she gives a reaction to something, then I interpreted that's what the typical person would think.
Sure.
That doesn't know much about film or like that. So you definitely have to be into hard sci-fi to like this movie. Um, I don't think a typical person would just watch it. But is it worth it? Movie's definitely worth it. Check Moon out. I cannot thank Eric enough for showing me this. This is one of my top 100 films. This is great.
Damn.
Top 100.
Wow.
So
High price.
I don't know what number, but it's somewhere in the 100 because it's just oh yeah. So Eric, is Moon worth it or not worth it?
Yeah, sorry that we spoiled it, but no, I mean for the acting alone and just kind of the plot building, I enjoyed this movie. I of course recommended it. I recommended it to these two guys, so I'd recommend it to anyone else. I enjoyed it. I like Rockwell. I like the voice of Kevin Spacey.
Yes.
So I mean I just enjoyed the movie. It was pleasant. It was easy to keep my attention. Um, I think that it moved along at a great pace. I think it was enjoyable. I just enjoy it. So yeah,
Yeah.
thumbs up.
All right. And Ed, is Moon worth it or is it not worth it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like it's one of those movies that, like you said, I think if you combine a little bit of a lot of things Alien talks about and, maybe a little bit, I don't want to call it Castaway because it's not quite paced like that, but the idea of those utterly alone kind of movies, then
Hmm.
yeah, I mean it's right. And Jordan, I think you're 100%. The average film goer may not quite enjoy the movie the way that I necessarily did because I'm a hardcore sci-fi guy like you, and I, excuse me, I kind of like those loner movies. But yeah, I mean, it's absolutely worth it. I mean, it's definitely worth your time. You know, obviously this movie's on Netflix, so you got your subscription cost, but it's definitely worth your time. I would 100% recommend it to anybody that I knew that liked movies like this. So
And I tell you also what's worth it. Movie Guys podcast. We're coming to the end of our movie off season, right?
mhm.
It's in the beginning of March. We have some new movies coming out. So don't worry, fans. We are not changing our MO. Movie Guys podcast is still your very typical, not I say typical, I'm gonna bad word on that one, but we are your new movie review podcast, and we will be bringing you new movies coming up very soon here. It's just, I'm sure you know when you listen to this episode, there's not been a lot of great movies out since January. So, but we have had fun doing these small little one-offs here, and it's nice getting a nice refresher on it. So we wanted to say thank you so much for downloading us. And make sure to check us out at movieguyspodcast.com, at movieguyspodcast.podbean.com. Also, you can check us out at Twitter at Movie Guys Pod, on Facebook, Movie Guys Podcast, and on iTunes, search for Movie Guys Podcast. And you can find this show and other shows such as 40 Distraction, Podpast, and also Underground Hot Pot. And hey, I like that game. Those are some great shows that are part of our network there, so make sure to give them some love too as well. But Eric and Ed, thank you so much for joining me, guys. I'll talk to you guys next week for another awesome episode. Have a good night.